Hi guys. I don't know why I love to make spirit fingers, but here they are. But hi guys. Not my Tamagotchi acting up. Hold on. Now, where you at? Where you go? Where I put you? Not my Tamagotchi acting up again. It's been 2 times this whole bad. Okay. Hi guys, I decided to do an eyeshadow look inspired by Cotton Candy Clouds. If you would like to see how I got to this point, then just keep on watching. I'm gonna start with Pat McGrath's concealer M18. Today, hopefully I'm just gonna put a little bit and then I'll add more. I've been adding more than I probably need, so I'm going to test out using less. I think that's... Now I'm gonna go into Makeup Forever's Flash palette. I'm gonna use this like tealish blue color for a base, and I'm using an Anastasia brush, concealer brush. It's number 18. When I use this, I kind of make sure I don't use too much, but I'll just like paint it on at first, and then I'm going to wipe off my brush, wipe off the excess, and then basically creating the shadow look before I do the shadow look ahead of time. So it's like more concentrated on the lid for packing on the color, and then when you're above the crease, just fading it out. So it's like enough to be there, but see, so it should look like that. My Jeffree Star Jawbreaker palette, and I'm gonna use Brain Freeze. It's like a sky blue color. I'm basically packing it on, concentrating it in the crease area, and just basically setting the top part, but creating a light base. And then just because it got a little patchy, I just kind of packed it on there. Oh, and this was a Sephora 19 brush. Now I'm going to use this crease brush. It's not too firm, not too soft, right in the middle. And I'm gonna use my Visart palette. I'm gonna go in with, I don't know why I closed that. I'm gonna go in with this blue color. Just start there. And I'm just creating kind of like a sky. Oh, I added more. That, and then I'm gonna go in with this color, the darker blue, and concentrating that in the middle, kind of going up underneath. Yeah, it should just look like a nice transition, like you're not seeing one specific color. Some of that has come off, so we're gonna go back in. It's like just a little bit. Press it Press it just here. I'm gonna wipe off my brush, patting and moving it up, basically kind of creating a cut crease, but a very faded one. And there's nothing on my brush, just working with the cream product and going up. And you want it almost to be like nothing there. Okay, I'm gonna use my flat brush by Sephora, a number 15, and I'm gonna go in with Brain Freeze, and I'm just going to pack it on. So now we're gonna use, I guess you would call this a smudger brush. It's number 14 by Coastal Scents. It's like a really thin, flimsy smudger kind of brush. And I'm gonna go back in to the Flash palette. First, I'm going to take out the fallout so it doesn't smudge with it and set in, and then wipe my brush off. And I'm just doing the same thing that I did on my upper down here. So it's like keep pressing it in at the top, but smudging it out towards the bottom, like fading the bottom almost into nothing, like that. I'm gonna go in with Brain Freeze. Just got it packed on. I haven't released anything. I'm concentrating towards the, up under the water, the lash line, and just packing it on there, dipping again, just setting towards the lash line. So it's like most of the pigment went towards the lash line. You don't want to bring it down or it'll just be like one blob. I'm focusing here. I'm focusing towards the lash line, waterline, whatever. And then when I feel like it's like soaked most of it in, then I just carry it down. So there's basically I'm allowing the product to soak up most of the pigment, and then I'm also, when there's nothing on the brush anymore, then I'm like dragging it down like that. You could use a smudger brush for this step. I'm gonna go in with the Visart Blue. That's my, okay. That's my Tamagotchi. Smudge, can you even see? Can you? Why is it? See my Tamagotchi? Bad. He's pretty okay right now. I got that from Urban Outfitters, if anybody's wondering. I got it during the Labor Day sale. It's already turned into a alien like twice, and I didn't realize that like it's not just like for a day or anything. Like you just have to start over from the egg. That's so frustrating. But anyways, I'm gonna go in with the crease. Whatever this thing is, the crease brush. I'm gonna look it up for my next tutorial. But right now, whatever, into the blue. When I press my brush in, I'm kind of like concentrating the color to almost like be like that, if you know what I mean. Like, so it's like a smudge. I'm using it like a smudger, but all in one, so that I ain't gotta be doing all that. So now I'm gonna go in with this blue and just packing it where I want it. Now I'm wiping off my brush, and I'm just gonna, I dipped in one more time just to kind of connect this part. Looks good. I'm gonna use my dry sponge to get the fallout. Do my inner corner. I'm going to use this white. It has a little pink in here already, so it's not straight up white, but it's like basically just like white with a faint pink for the inner corner. So like that, but basically white. Oop. And just gonna make sure it's like close, concentrate most of the product inward, and then wiping off my brush to fade it out so that it's not so much product. So I'm gonna go in with James Charles Painted palette. We're gonna go in with Cloud for the first color, like that. And his colors are like, I've never had ColourPop, but I imagine like they're very similar to ColourPop as I've seen. I haven't had ColourPop, like when you press your finger, they like smush in, which is really cool. But yeah, I'm going to dip my brush. This is a real hair brush. I'm gonna dip my brush in some water, and so make sure my brush is damp. I wiped off the excess on my towel here so that it can grip the product better, because if not, this is very flaky, and when your brush is a little damp, it helps it from it helps fall out, so that when you press, it kind of just sticks there. I don't know, it almost like works like your finger. Like when you press it there, it stays where you want it without flying everywhere, because this can fall out. So I'm just going to take my time and press this, because this is really flaky, but it's really, really pretty. And just taking it, concentrating again closer to the inward, because I have this problem all the time, and I'm teaching myself as I'm doing this. And I added a little bit more, and stay closer to the inward. It's already wanting to fall out. Wiping off my brush, and now we're just pressing and moving outward. Adding a little bit more, staying towards the inward, and bringing some of it out. Okay, but that water really helps it from flying everywhere. Okay, and now I'm gonna use my favorite palette, and I mainly only use these colors over here, but I'm gonna go in with this pink. Oh, this is Pat McGrath's number 5, the number 5 palette or whatever. Which one is it? Let me see. It's this one, the Pat McGrath's, what is this? Bronze Seduction. Pat McGrath's Bronze Seduction. I'm gonna dip it in water, and this one for sure needs the water, for sure. This is almost like pressed fairy dust, almost. So definitely want a damp brush so that it doesn't fly everywhere, and so that you can grip the glitters. And then just pressing it in. And I like to add this just because it just makes it more shiny, because I'm extra like that. I dip my brush in some more water, going back in the palette like that, pressing and packing. This one I'm just going all over the place, I guess. Pressing back into the palette. Okay. That looks pretty good. Now I think I'm gonna do the other side before I get too carried away. So this is Mehron. I don't know how to pronounce that. Mehron. And I got this from Amazon. It's face and body makeup. And I'm gonna use the white and the light pink. And I've already had some old one that I mixed up. So I'm gonna use this for the liner. So when I use this, okay, because it can be tricky figuring out a consistency. I have found each time, definitely if you want it to be pigmented, each time you need to make a new batch up. So it's like, or if you use this, barely add water to this so that it's not like watercolors when it's going on, if you really want it to be like very pigmented. So I'm gonna go in with like thicker brush first so that I can mix the colors. So I just have this thing of water. It's just an old yogurt thing cleaned out. You can't really see that, but I'm gonna activate the white, place it on top of this, and the consistency is like a milky consistency. Okay, and then I'm going to add my brush into this pink, and so that this can be a little bit more pigmented. The pink will look like that. So more white than pink. For my liner, I'm going to use this spotter brush from Hobby Lobby, and it's Master's Touch. It's Master's Touch and it's 3/0. It's a spotter brush. I start from the outer corner, and I want an upward one, so I'm gonna start with this line. And because I have rounder eyes, I do not go in most of the time because I feel like it covers up my color, because there's not much, like when my eyes are open, I feel like it's just a band and it makes my eyes bigger. So I start here, and then from the outer fourth or third, I guess, I'm tilting my head back and just connecting it there. And then I'm gonna fill it in to see how, if I want a thin strip or a thicker strip. And if I want it to be thicker, I'm going in more with more right here. I want it to be thicker, so I just connect it a little bit, but I don't go all the way to the edge. And then just filling it in and dragging it down a little bit. I think I like that thickness. And just going closer to the lash line. And I'm gonna go in a little bit more, like that, yeah. And now I'm gonna do the same to the other side. Now we're going to make the clouds. These change every single time that I do them. So I'm going to start with a line, just going a line across, a line like that, and kind of curve up with the bubble of a cloud and a smaller little bump and go out like that. All right, and then I'm gonna wipe my brush off. While it is still wet, we're just going to kind of play around with it, drag it down, wipe my brush again, go back in, and we're just like fading it and using the extra, and just kind of, you can make a little bubble, fade out the edge so it's not so harsh, and fade in the inner part so it's not so harsh, and just go in, and I'm just smear it downwards. Just smearing downwards like that. And that was kind of harsh, so like that. And it just looks like a little cloud. And now, let's see. I'm trying to still follow. What you want to do is still follow. What was that? You still want to follow the shape of your eyeshadow. So I'm still making sure that I'm gonna curve down. So like keep that in mind when you're doing it. And with this one, I'm gonna go up underneath, then go up like that. And then go out. I think that's good. They literally change every time. I wiped off my brush, and then we're just gonna drag all of that down, wipe off my brush again, and just like fade it in, smudge it. And go like that. And now they just look like little clouds. And this one turned out to be a different type of cloud, but oh well. This side look like mountains, and these look like more like clouds. But you know, I'm gonna use Roller Lash. I'm gonna use my Anastasia brow pencil in medium brown. I'm just gonna brush these up. I do not pluck my eyebrows. I don't think that there's much there, and I don't know. I just don't. And I just go, I start in the beginning very light, going up because like a little eagle wing, because I don't want to get these little hairs. I used to do that and it just makes my eyebrows look bushy, so I figured it out. So I just go up like a eagle's wing, and then I'm just tracing everything. Now I'm filling it in. And then I wipe off the inner. Use Pat McGrath's highlighter. And I'm going to use both the gold and the pink. I go across, and then whatever main color I want to land on, I land there last. Oh, and I'm using a Sonia G Designer Pro brush. And now I'm gonna use Sonia G's Detail Pro brush. And I do this even with my nose so that I can just concentrate it in the middle. Like in a triangle. I can make sure that it doesn't get everywhere. To just stay right in the middle, concentrate, and not with most of the color right in the middle. It's like there, but not there. I don't want it to be extra today. And then I'm just gonna use this chapstick. If I was going out, I would also use my Anastasia lip gloss. I like that one because it doesn't, throughout the day, for me, it doesn't leave a inner realm. And I like this lip chap specifically because with that lip gloss, it doesn't leave an inner room, and I like this also when I go for my runs. I hope you guys enjoyed this makeup tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed this makeup tutorial. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.